The 3M hand masker. If I didn't have this hand masker, I wouldn't be able to quickly tape and mask this very tight area. It's a very difficult area without a hand masker. And so you simply pull off the spool of paper, tape is applied to it as you pull it, and you get a nice masking of the entire area by isolating exactly what you have to paint. Okay, and you can imagine how difficult this would be to be painting in here if I didn't have masking on each side. Now I can quickly go in there. But first we're going to caulk these little crevices here. And that's the beauty of this hand masker. Followers, thank you for watching my channel. I recommend wallpaperboulevard.com for all of your wallpaper needs. If you use my hashtag, they'll give you 10% off at checkout. That's wallpaperboulevard.com. They're an online service located in Newport Richey, Florida, and they will sell you your wallpaper and send it just about anywhere in the world. If you use my hashtag, Spencer Colgan is wallpaper, they'll be sure to honor a 10% discount at checkout. Thanks for watching my channel and enjoy this quick video about masking tape. So you can see we have quite a little gap there, right? So we're just filling this in with clear caulking. I expect to get a nice crisp line after this. Just put it on the paper just in case I need a little more. Look, I already need some. You don't want to be so quick with this that you leave this edge here. Oh, you don't want to do that. So always put your finger on it and get rid of that excess, okay? If you're so inclined to get this machine. It retails in the continental USA for approximately 70 bucks. I know that's a lot of dough, but sometimes you get a deal in your local Sherwin-Williams, if you have one. I've paid about 40 bucks for them. And I have several of them. If you're a painter, you want one for plastic sheeting and for paper. You don't want to be changing the plastic. You have your paper on one and you have your plastic on your other one. It's always good to have a backup. Now, you can see the benefits of this tool. This is the previous paint, okay? We're covering this beige paint. It's beige. Can't see it, but it is. And I've pulled my hand masker right down, creating a new line. You can see where the former painter goes back and forth with his color onto the cabinet. Trust me when I tell you, that's the former painter. Look, okay? So I put my masking tape just to the right of his error, okay? And the reason is because I want to make a straight line. So I'm going to put paint on the cabinet only because I have to. There's already paint on the cabinet and it's crooked. In order for me not to make his error, I'm going to caulk my tape. Unlike the previous painter. Now, when I paint, my tape is sealed and my paint can't get under the tape. You say, Spencer, I don't have the money to buy a hand masker. Come on. No problem. Use tape. Go get yourself 2-inch tape and put it on your areas that you want to mask. Just go out and do that. And you can accomplish the same effect with 2-inch tape that I'm doing here. You won't get the protection of the trim behind it, So you'll have to go a little slower, but I can go fast now with my brush. I don't have to worry about my brush hitting this molding that I'm covering. So don't buy a masker, but this is the benefit if you do. It helps you move quickly. And so we're ready to paint it, and I'll show you the results after we're done. Clear caulking. Why clear? Because we're using blue paint. We don't want a white edge when we pull off our tape. If you use white caulking, you're going to see a white edge. You see where this caulking is going? Once you pull the tape, you'll see white where the tape received the caulking. But here you won't see anything because it dries transparent. Okay? How's that? Make sure you didn't do too much excess. I'm going back down, checking it, making sure I haven't left any snow plowing. Snow plowing is this, look. You leave a line there when you put too much caulking. Okay, that's actually snow plowing, you see that? So you just make sure you get rid of your lines. That your caulking is only where the tape meets the surface that you're painting. I think we're ready to go here. These crown moves. You know, when you're doing crown on cabinetry, it moves, so you really want to make sure you got that caulking in there. Let's paint this. Look at how quickly I can go now. See? That would have been all over, if you only use tape, that would have been all over your tiles there, right? That's the benefit of having the hand masker. I mean, it makes the painter's job a lot easier, right? A real tight area, folks. Bear with me. I'm trying not to press, rather I'm pulling, so that I don't force the caulking under the tape. All the more reason why you need this masking paper, you know? Of course, videoing for you is, if you know, it's making the process go slower, but just here, and it's for your benefit. which is great for you, right? Okay, I'm satisfied. I just don't want to pull this off and you guys laugh at me, you know, trying to make sure that it's fully covered. Okay, so how did I do? How did I do? Let me just paint this so it looks nice and pretty before I unmask. All right, let's take it off. See how we do. All right. Remember that big crevice? Remember that unsightly line. Okay, how did we go? Nice and clean. Okay. Oh, I hate when this happens. Just know what a way to do it. Look at that beautiful line. Just freehand it. Okay. Of course, we can't put tape on this right now because it's wet. So, when you're painting texture, it's a big challenge. Your brush wants to skip, and it skips, no matter how diligent you may be. It's one of the issues with textured paint, textured walls. But I just want to show you how to address it if it should happen to you. You could get one of these, put it on here. Okay. Okay, now, one last little. I just want to use problem with this is because you textured, it's not fully up against the wall, so there's a lot of spacing. So what I do, I get my brush and I try to get all the excess paint off it and just pull it down against it. See that? See how nice of a finish that gives? You got to have these little tools. I mean, it's a $2 tool, but as you can see, it works wonders. This way, when you're working against grout, which is, it's not a very good surface against which to put tape, and the texture itself isn't the greatest environment to be painting straight lines. So with the hand masker and an edger and a putty knife, you too can have beautiful edges like the one you're looking at. Just show them the nice thing up and down. Good. Now we're not painting this trim. Customer is just having us paint the walls, the base, etc., but not that trim. Nice and crisp, right? If you have any questions about how to do this, please let me know. Thanks for watching my channel. Now, just so you know, for those of you who are very perfectionist-minded, you see this little fat piece down here? You see that? I told my customer, your last painter brought the paint all the way out onto the cabinet, 3/16 of an inch. I'm not going to be putting a wide line like that on this cabinet. So, because you have people who are not very professional doing this, you're stuck with that. That's paint, and I don't want to scrape the cabinet and gouge it. You know, there's a risk there. Also, the grout guy was sloppy. You know, he could have done a better job. But I'm just telling you, the painter, the do-it-yourselfer, how to get a beautiful finish. I'm trying to push that back now, but I don't want to scratch this thing. But what the heck? Let's try for the sake of my viewers. All right, I'm doing it. Okay. All right, we fixed it. But I normally don't do that. I don't want to be scratching people's cabinetry. Also, do you see at the top of this line here? That's clear caulking. This is exactly why you want to use clear. That caulking did its job. It prevented paint from getting in there, right in the center of your screen. And that when that dries, it's clear. Okay? And that's why we use clear caulking. Quick tip when you're taking a long break or you're taking off for the night, you're calling it quits, you want to wrap your roller in plastic in an airtight plastic wrap. Put some plastic on the ground. It's got to be wet with paint. Just roll it up. Tie both ends. And then you're ready to roll paint. This will last for a week like this. Certainly for the weekend. See you on the next video.